Hello?
Frank?
Yeah.
Hey, it's Dia. What's going on?
Hey, how you doing, Dia?
Good. You ready to do this?
Hey, I got time for you.
Oh, how you doing? God, I've missed you. Anyway. All right.
I'm doing pretty good.
All right.
I better get these freaking pistachios out of my hand, otherwise I'll be chewing on shit while you're trying to talk to me.
And welcome, everybody. This is Dia live from the band room. You are listening to Metalholic Radio and Maximum Threshold, and it is with such great honor and gratitude that I get to introduce to you guys Mr. Frank Hannon of Frank Hannon Band in Tesla. What is going on, mister?
What's going on, Dia? It's the honor's mine too. You know, I really appreciate you giving me a call.
Oh, well, dude, you know what? I wasn't going to, not give you a call. I took off working the whole 9 yards to be able to do this. This is years in the making for me.
You know, there's some history in this band room. Something smells a little funny in here, though. What's been going on in this band room? It smells a little crazy in here. What's happening?
We're not supposed to discuss that part, Frank. You know that.
It's either something burning. I don't know if it's incense or if it's maybe it's rubber. Is it burning rubber that I smell in here?
Speaking of burning rubber, Frank, you're probably going to hear Harleys and hot rods go by, so don't be afraid. Yeah, we have a noisy band room.
This is a rocking place, man. I like it here.
Oh, well, welcome, hon. It's good to talk to you. Haven't seen you in a while, and I know you have been incredibly busy. My gosh. This whole new album that you've got out, good grief. I mean, we got to talk about this. Tell me about Six String Soldiers.
Well, it's really this whole year, 2012, has just been an outrageous year for me.
Yeah.
Not only did I happen to start working with Mike Ariza and Jeff Sandoval in January and produce what I feel is one of my best records.
Yes.
With them starting in January, but I also went on tour with the Scorpions, with Tesla. We opened for the Scorpions this summer.
Yeah.
We went to Puerto Rico. It's been such a great year.
You have been busy.
But getting back to my album, Six String Soldiers, it started off, I met Mike at a guitar contest years ago in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and he brought Jeff Sandoval along, who's an amazing singer and lyricist. And we got together and just had a lot of fun over a few weeks period of time and wrote all these new songs. And one thing led to another. Pat Travers is one of my guitar heroes, and I called him up and asked him if he wanted to jam on a song, and turns out he's a fan of mine as well, and he was more than happy to come spend a couple days at my house, and it's been an outrageous year. That's all I can say.
Just the guest appearances that you have on this album is just extensive. I mean, you've got Dickie Betts, you've got Rick Derringer, Pat Travers, got Billy Rainey, Dave Menike. The list goes on and on. I mean, what's it like to sit there and jam out and put out a nice CD with all your heroes?
It's mind-boggling, but to be truthful with you, Dia, before even getting those guys involved in making guest appearances on the record, the music and the songs that we wrote together, Mike Ariza, Jeff Sandoval, and myself, the three of us, along with Courtney DeAugustine as the drummer. Now, she's a female drummer who played on Moondog Maine album, and she is Courtney rocks, and I'm helping her right now put together her own website and stuff like that as well. But apart from that, before I even had these legendary guitar players come in, I was so excited about the songwriting that we did together. Like, for example, there's a song called Love, Life, and Beauty that is just really a great song. It reminds me of what Tesla, what Tesla would do in a sense of just capturing a spirit of love on a song, and something that Tesla hasn't done in a while. And, for me, it was just like it was like feeling that way again, how Tesla felt when we were really on fire writing songs together.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
I remember those days well. Oh, man, you guys were on fire.
Well, and Tesla is still on fire more in a live sense. But, writing music right now, we're kind of on a hiatus.
Right. No, I know.
And so when I got together with the guys to write this album, it had that magic of spontaneity that really comes across in the music. And I was very excited about that before even having Dickie Betts or Pat Travers or Rick Derringer get involved. The music and the songs were exciting to me. And that was why I made the calls and took a chance on inviting Rick Derringer and Pat Travers to play on it, because I was very happy with the songs to begin with.
And you play bass on some of this stuff too, don't you?
Yeah, in order to produce music in a studio, as a producer, you have to learn how to play multiple instruments.
Right.
And over the years, with Tesla, I used to produce all the demo tapes for the band when we were first starting out. I learned how to play bass and drums and keyboards and all those other instruments besides guitar. And so when I was producing this album, I went ahead and took on the bass duties to facilitate getting it done.
Right. Yeah, exactly. All the late...
Because bass players are hard to find.
Yeah, they are, but from what I've heard in the grapevine, Aaron is definitely, he's definitely...
Yeah, Aaron Lee is my new bass player, and gosh, I'm really excited about him as well, So between him, Courtney, Jeff Sandoval, and Mike Ariza, it's a new change. It's a new lineup. It's a new band, and it's exciting.
It is exciting, and I've been playing this on the show ever since I got my greedy little hands on it, and a ton of good feedback. Obviously, I mean, everybody wants to hear this album. I have to throw out there though, Frank, my favorite song on this album is "I'm Just Saying." When I heard
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when I heard that, and I know it's probably not the one that everybody's playing or whatever, but when I heard that, Frank, it took me back to Guitars from Mars. It really did.
Well, right on. It's got a lot of attitude, and that riff there, that was something that Mike and Jeff brought to me, and once I put my guitar licks on there and we put it together, it's a song about being pissed and being, people crapping on you, and it's just calling them on it, right? You got to call people on their shit sometimes. I wouldn't
know anything about that, but yeah, definitely.
I've seen you in the parking lot, dear. Okay, you can't lie to me.
What do you mean? I'm a gentle little fragile lotus flower. You know that. No, I really. That song took me back because, I am going to get personal. Everybody knows Tesla's my favorite band in the whole wide world. Number one, I make no bones about it. And, when you came out, when you decided to do FHB, and I got the privilege of driving up to Chicago to see you guys play, I put in that Guitars from Mars, and I played that thing for 3.5 hours up and 3.5 hours back. And I can honestly tell you that that's what got me through my divorce. I really can. And when I heard "I'm Just Saying" off this album, it took me back there, and it was just, oh my gosh. The music that you write and the stuff that you do, Frank, is so personal, and it touches so many people. And I know you know that. It does. And I'm just here to claim it on the air.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that, and, thank you very much. And that is the most rewarding part of this whole thing or business or whatever you want to call it, is that that people have been touched in a positive way, and you said it helped you through a hard time, your divorce, and
Yep.
you know, I've had big burly biker guys coming up to me and crying about after we played Love Song.
Yeah.
You know, it's amazing, man. Like, everybody's got a heart. You know, everybody's got a heart, and everybody's got a soul, and music is the soundtrack for our soul, man. And there's songs that have gotten me through stuff, you know, like
Yeah.
Aerosmith has a song called Amazing, and
Wow.
that song has helped me through some hard times. You know, Aerosmith's music has done the same for me, so I totally understand what you're saying.
Now let's get into some really, you know, I've got to be professional. You know me, I'd just rather sit here and chit chat and find out how everything's going, but I got to get the good questions out. Tell me about Red Hawk Productions, the label.
Red Hawk Records is my independent label. I have a studio and a rehearsal room, and I'm producing some artists. Ironically, this morning, I got up early, and I've got a young artist that I'm working with. He's been in the studio recording with me already today, and his name is Alex Johnson, and he's an amazing singer, and he kind of mixes some hip-hop and rap in there. And, you know, it's like, I'm independent, man. Nobody can tell me what to do when I have my own label, and that's why I decided to start my own label. And the reason it's called Red Hawk is because where I live here in Northern California, we have a ton of red hawks. And
That's awesome.
I sing about a red hawk in my song, Hills of California. I sing about it. And Brian and the guys were making fun of me singing about a red hawk in one of my songs. And so I said, you know what? That's why I'm going to call my label Red Hawk Records, because I can get away with it, and it's my label, and I can do whatever I want.
I mean, but what? I mean, JK's got his country stuff coming out, and you know, Brian, he's heavy metal, you know, doing his heavy metal stuff. My God, why can't you sing about Red Hawks?
Exactly. Well, that's the thing with Tesla. Now, Tesla is a collaboration where you've got 5 guys telling each other 5 guys what they can and can't do.
Right.
So that turns into something beautiful called Tesla.
Yes.
You know, but individually,
Yep.
each guy is so different in our styles that I think we all need our individual outlets too.
Well, and you do it very well. I mean, you know, you've been doing your solo stuff for years now. And when I found out that you did your own label, I was so excited because, you know, I talk to a lot of, you know, my specialty is independent bands, you know, and we'll get on there and they'll talk about, you know, trying to get signed and this, that, and the other. And I can't help but bring up Downboy Records, you know, Warrant's label. And, you know, Tesla's got a label. And everybody's got, you know, they're coming out, you artists are coming out with your own record labels because you want to do things on your own. And when I found out you did it, I was just so excited. I'm like, my gosh, I can just imagine the talent you're going to pull on that.
Oh, well, thanks. Yeah, I'm excited about Alex, my new artist that I discovered here. He's a young guy with an amazing voice. And I also have a bluegrass band on the label called Dirt Nat Band. They have an album called American Standard that's on iTunes, and it's more like my bluegrass roots. And so I like being really versatile and having the freedom to do that. Now, see, a major label back in the 80s was necessary for a band like Warrant or Tesla to get started. And,
right.
But after you know, after years of doing it, you learn how to do it yourself, and the times have changed now. I mean, there's no reason why an artist can't do his own thing nowadays with the computer, the internet, and the fan awareness of what fans want, and you know,
well, you've got full control, and you can also keep your circle real tight. I mean, you know, you can have a really tight circle because I know, like Dwayne, you know, Dwayne worked on your artwork. He does a lot of the stuff for Tesla as well. You got TC doing video. Oh dear God. You know, but you get to keep your circle even tighter. and keep a control.
Well, yeah, Dwayne's one of my best friends. TC's one of my best friends, and like we did all the Tesla work together, and I have a great family of friends on my team, and I'm very, very, I feel very blessed to have a team of people like Dwayne and TC, and
I have to talk about TC. Okay? I told him I was going to call him out on the air.
Okay.
I'm joking. I love TC.
What?
I do. I love TC. He gives me more crap. Oh my God. It's just crazy with that man anymore.
I think he loves you too. I think he secretly loves you too, Dia.
Well, I secretly love TC, and I have for many, many, many years. I can't help it. He's my bud.
Do you have a thing for bald men?
Do I have it? No, I don't. It's a good thing he's got that thing on his chin. I mean, at least he's got some hair somewhere. We're gonna be in so much trouble for this.
You're gonna get me in trouble, man.
I know. Well, I've been known to do that over the years, but hey, what can I say? I can't stress enough how much. I joke around with a lot of the musicians. I mess around on Facebook or whatever, or doing interviews, and I can tell you, and I know you know this, you have to know it, that it is a giant consensus with every musician, guitar player I've ever talked to, whether they're big or little or whatever. You are the most underrated guitar player on the planet. You really
Oh gosh. Well, I don't know about that, but thank you.
Well, I have to give a shout out to the guy that I pushed an interview up to be able to do this one, and it was an interview with a guy named Mr. Justin Manning in a band out in California called Crown by Fire. He also just happens to be Zakk Wylde's guitar tech and best friend. And Justin's an incredible guitar player and very dedicated. Reminds me a lot of you, as a matter of fact. And he has named you the most underrated guitar player 4 times in 1 year. He does that every month, and 4 times.
Oh, wow.
Yep. And
well, I appreciate that. Guitar players and guitar playing is kind of judged on a lot of different things. Speed and arpeggios and technique and whatever, tone.
Right.
But, I've always chosen more of a songwriter approach to guitar playing. And some of my favorite guitar players are definitely the more, if you so to speak, whatever underrated is.
Right.
They're the underrated ones. My favorite ones are the underrated ones. Like to me, Joe Walsh is one of the most underrated guitar players out there, and he has got some of the coolest riffs and the coolest songs out there, So I'm glad to be underrated.
I just had to throw it out there. I'm going to try to make you blush somehow. I don't know if...
Oh, well, you are. I don't think of myself as a hotshot guitar player by any means. I like being underrated, and I don't mind it, and I like... My favorite guitar players are the underrated guys like Joe Walsh and Rick Derringer and
right.
And so
rock and roll.
Thank you. I'm going to take that as a compliment.
Exactly. Now, what are we going to be doing? I mean, I assume that we're going. I know you've been out and about this year a little bit with Frank Hannon. Matter of fact, you were just a few hours away from me, and I couldn't make it up there. But how are we doing tour wise? When are we going to?
I'm going to be doing a few select shows in November. I'm playing with Y&T. I'm going to do a huge hometown gig on New Year's Eve. I'm going to do a show next week here in Sacramento at Sammy Hagar's club.
Oh, really?
But for the most part, I'm going to just wait until January and February and March. I'm going to go to the NAMM show in January in L.A.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to play some shows down there with my solo band. Tesla's not going to be doing anything until we go on the Monsters of Rock cruise. I'm probably going to bring my solo band on the Monsters of Rock cruise in March, also along with Tesla. And I'm going to do a 6-string soldier show on the ship. I'm hoping to work that out today.
Oh.
And then I'm going to go to Puerto Rico and visit the people that I met there with Tesla last week. and I'm going to tour all the way until the end of March, and then April and May, Tesla will be getting back together and hopefully doing something. We're going to go to Europe. Tesla's talking about going to Europe and playing a couple big festivals over there.
Awesome. That's
and hopefully something good will happen for Tesla, like maybe we'll get to open for the Rolling Stones or Aerosmith or something like that. Wouldn't that be fun?
That would, I tell you, you guys with Aerosmith, that'd be a hell of a bill. That'd be a hell of a good time.
That would be a dream tour for Tesla. I mean, that would be a dream come true. So if those things happen, I'll tell you what, if next year is half as good as this year has been, then we're going to be really having a great time. And I can't thank the loyal Tesla fans enough for supporting Tesla and supporting, me as a solo artist. And you guys are loyal, man. You guys are so diehard loyal that it's just mind blowing.
Yeah, I know that the fan club is called the Troops, but we self-named ourselves years and years and years ago, the Freaks.
The Tesla Freaks is right.
That's what we did.
And so you guys are keeping us alive. And again, like I said, if 2013 is half as good as 2012 has been, it's going to be great.
Now, when you go, real quick, when you go to NAMM, I didn't know if you were going or not. I didn't want to ask, but when you go to NAMM, are you going to be? Are you repping anybody in particular?
Well, I've always loved Diodario strings, and so I'm going to be definitely doing something with Diodario.
Uh-huh.
I have a new relationship now with Crank amps.
I saw that.
The Crank with a K.
Right.
So, if that works out, I'll be doing something for Crank. I'll definitely be visiting the Gibson guitar booth.
Well, yeah.
And I'm also, if Jake has a booth for C.R. Alsip, which is Bill Leverty from Firehouse. It's his guitar that he plays.
That's what I was wondering. Yeah, I was wondering about C.R. Alsip's guitar, whether you were going to be, if they were going to be out there and you were going to. I saw that little new puppy of yours. Wow, that thing's cool.
Yeah, it's a very small company. I don't know if they have a booth at the NAMM show or not, but if they do, I'll definitely be stopping by there.
Awesome. Well, you know what? I tell you, what else is going on? I'm ready to shoot the shit now. We got all the good stuff out and talked about the new album. You guys go out and get it. It's already released. It's all over everywhere. You can get it iTunes, CD, but everywhere. You can go find Six String Soldiers. Now, what's
you can get it on iTunes. You can get it on iTunes. We want to encourage people to get off of Facebook and start getting back to TeslaTheBand.com and FrankHannon.com. I mean, everybody's just stuck on Facebook.
Are you missing us? Or is that what you're saying, Frank? Are you guys missing all the crazy? My God, we used to get crazy on that board.
I know.
I mean,
But,
I brought in, 50 people when you guys were in St. Louis for that pig roast for Keishi. I had 50 people flying from all over the country. The Freaks flew in, and I took them all.
I remember
to that show. You remember that?
I remember. You're the orchestrator of many great deeds.
Well, I mean, I do it for the fans. I mean, they love you guys so much, and if I can help out any way, I do. And I love you. Well, we all know that, but I owe everything that I've done to you guys, because I remember the very first time I ever met you guys 20-some years ago. I'll never forget it, and it changed my life. It really did, and that show changed my life. So if I can give back to the fans and give back to you guys and help out, I'm willing to do it.
Well, thanks a lot, Dia. And I'm going to be, like I said, hitting the road January, February, March. So we're going to be in touch, and I'll let you know. We're going to be probably going south for the winter and going through Texas and ending up in Florida and Puerto Rico, hopefully in March. And, I like to hit the Carolinas and get over to the East Coast.
Yeah, the East Coast, so, definitely.
We'll keep you posted. Definitely. We'll keep you posted on all that.
All right. Well, Frank, it's been a great time. I'd sit here and talk to you forever, but you've got plenty to do. Thank you so much for coming into the band room. I really appreciate it. It's so good to talk to you.
You got it.
All right.
All right, I got to run too. I got someone. He's over here dragging me off.
Dragging you off for another interview. All right. Well, everybody, Frank Hannon. You guys check out FrankHannonBand.com and be sure to pick up Six String Soldiers because I'm getting ready to play it so you can listen to it and check it out for yourself. Later, Frank.
Rock and roll, dear. Thank you.